Alright, hello. This is coming out a little bit late, because I really don't know, but still gonna get this out. An interesting week for the roster. Last week, Stanton and McCutchen both dropped to gold. Stanton to an 87, McCutchen to an 89, so a very hectic week. And this week I do have a diamond that I think is gonna go down to gold, and it is David Price. And I expect at least, -1 obviously is a 93. But when I was messing with his ratings, I got a -2. He has a 4.74 ERA and a 1.25 home runs per nine. So that is why I think he's going to be going down to a gold, and also giving up hits. So I lowered the hits per nine, lowered the home runs per nine. Got to a 91. That's what I think on that front. Our second pitcher is a guy who has been a candidate to go up for a while, Johnny Cueto. I expect +1. I was messing with his ratings. He hasn't been striking out a lot of guys, and that really hurts him. But his home runs per nine is .31. So either if he was striking out more guys, he would definitely be a diamond. But he could very well be, depending on what the devs think. And the last pitcher that I have is Stephen Wright. And he is he's the great knuckleballer, as everyone loves their knuckleballers in this game. I'm thinking +1. +2 is not out of the question, though. He has a .44 home runs per nine. An issue is that his FIP, his fielding independent pitching, is at a 3.44, and he has an ERA of 2.18, which is a very, very big difference. Which means that he might not be pitching as well as his ERA dictates. So devs might be hesitant with upgrading him. And we're not jumping around a lot here. Kind of have a lot of teams like the AL East. But our next one is catcher Matt Wieters, and he's hitting he's hitting .306 against right-handed pitchers, and his contact against him was like 55 or something like that. And he has, I think, 8 home runs against him as well. So I gave him a pretty significant boost, which made him to get a +3. I don't think it's going to be that drastic, so I think it's going to be a +2. And next up is a guy who could be on the watch list. It really depends. Brandon Belt. I've been messing with his ratings, like lefties, his lefty contact, because he's hitting .271 against them. But I think that his upgrade needs to come in the form of power, and he needs to start hitting home runs, but he just hasn't hit a ton of home runs to where he could get a significant power boost, but he's a guy to watch. I don't think he's going to get upgraded, but keep an eye on him. And then next, we got our second first baseman in the form of Freddie Freeman. And Freeman, he's hitting .299 versus left-handed pitching, so I gave him a boost. His contact against lefties, and I got him to an 84. He could go gold, but I don't know. He might be a guy who goes to 84 and then gets watched. That is that for Freddie Freeman. Next up, we're going to the Minnesota Twins, and to second baseman Brian Dozier, who's been doing very well as of late. And +2 or +3 for him. He had 39 contact against right-handers, and he's hitting .247 against them, so that is definitely not deserving of that low of righty contacting. He was also hitting 321 versus lefties, and he's always been a guy who's going to hit the lefty as well. He could get a little bit of a boost with the lefty contact. So I got him to an 84. I don't know if they're going to go that high with him. That is that for Mr. Dozier. Now we're going to move on to a guy who I've had my eye on for a while, in Todd Frazier. And he's had 3 home runs in his last 8 games. And an interesting thing about him is that his contact versus righty is at 48. And he only needs it to go up 2 to be a gold. Only needs it at 50 to be gold. which I found very interesting because he could very easily go gold. And next up, we have the Chicago Cubs phenom, Kris Bryant, who obviously had that amazing 3 home run game on Monday. He was my NL MVP candidate before the season began. And his 3 home run game Monday could make that righty power go up to, I have it at 85, a +5 jump. It's not out of the question because games like that can elevate your attributes a lot. So +1, it's going to be very interesting to see if he can get to that diamond, because he does have low vision, but that contact versus lefties, if he starts hitting lefties, he could be on that. He could be getting to that diamond status. And now we have 2 center fielders, one on the Red Sox, one on the Orioles. A lot of Orioles players this week, just because they're all like silvers who've been doing real well. But we have Adam Jones, 288 batting average, 280 batting average versus righties. He also has 14 home runs against them. Lefties, not that impressive, but he is aided by his amazing fielding. His discipline I don't see going up, but it could. Just very little. He's striking out quite a bit. But yeah, I got him to gold, and I think that he is going to go gold. I think his he's been breaking out as of late. So up his righty stats, and he becomes gold. And next up, Jackie Bradley Jr. I was able to get him to gold. So what I did was I basically kind of flipped. I don't have the righty contact as high as it was with the lefty, but you flip-flop the right, you make the righty contact better than the lefty contact, and he's hitting 292 with runners in scoring position, so I upped his clutch and was able to get him to gold. But he is struggling in June. I think he's hitting like 218 this month, and I don't think that the devs are going to make him go gold based on that, but if he has an impressive week, look out for him. And finally, to end things off, Mark Trumbo, who has a lot of power, which is very nice. He doesn't have that amazing arm strength that's valued in right field, but I got into a +1. I upped his righty stats a bit. He's hitting 307 against them. And then I also upped his clutch because he's hitting 296 with 5 home runs with runners in scoring position. Got him to a +1 overall. He could be a gold candidate within the next 1 to 3 weeks, depending on what he does. If he gets the vision discipline, they're hurting him, more so the discipline, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with Mark Trumbo, but that is going to do it. I didn't get too many guys because I didn't want to throw too many out there. But I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a bit late. I need to try and get it out earlier next week, but if you enjoyed, like, subscribe. We're close to 100 subscribers. And I will see you guys next time.